What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the United Stand. It's your boy KG with the team. Jack's in the house. Kev's in the house. Jay's in the house. I'm going to drop one bomb. Oh, shame. Couldn't even hear my bomb. That's how you know it. Shit's bad. I'm going to drop one bomb. But really, the sound that should be dropping is this one.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
We're going to have some real discussion today because I feel it's time for real discussion. Yeah? It's time, like, I don't know if you lot are feeling like how I'm feeling, but yeah, man, sit tight. This show's about to be real interesting. If you're new, everyone right now, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. But yo, who am I talking to first? Who am I gonna go to first? Kev, Ollie, let's get straight to it. Let's not even waste time. Ollie, is he culpable for how we look for the last couple of games? Let's go.
You can put it down to Solskjaer. You can put it down to the players, right? That team that was put out there today, on paper, you look, I might have thought Matic and Fred as a midfield pairing against Crystal Palace. All right, but the front three, Cavani's back in. You've got Greenwood. You've got Rashford, right? And as that game ticked along, you wouldn't have even known Greenwood was playing until about the 70th, 80th minute when he had that shot that went over the bar. Marcus Rashford was absolutely abysmal. I've stuck up for him, but absolutely nothing went for him tonight. It's absolutely crazy that this team back in January was top of the Premier League. We still find ourselves in second place. How have we done it? Most of the season, we've turned up for one half. We've managed to get out of jail by pulling off a performance in the second half. Today, Man United did not show up for the full 90 minutes. And that chance at the end, fair enough, Henderson pulled off a good save. Whether it was onside or offside, if that ball had gone in the net, Crystal Palace would have deserved it. And that's the gut-wrenching thing at the minute. We've got a Manchester derby coming up at the weekend, a team that are going for a world record of consecutive wins. And that team is going to show up to the Etihad on Sunday. Honestly, man, it could be embarrassing. And I mean embarrassing, the way we are playing at the minute. How have we actually managed to stop conceding goals, but stop scoring goals? You look back at that Everton game when we drew 3-3. Our problem was leaking goals. It wasn't scoring them. And now we've shored things up slightly at the back, but as an attacking threat, non-existent. Too many players did not show tonight. I can pick off one hand, maybe 2-3 players that did all right. And that is not good enough for Manchester United.
Jesus. All right. Let me read these super chats. Here we go. We got Ayush Kumar says, guys, it's 4 o'clock here. I can't oh my God, I feel for the people that are watching in other countries that have stayed up for that. It's 4 o'clock here. I can't believe what I've just seen. Dead football. It's just you guys who are getting me excited for games now. I don't know how. I will try your best to keep you entertained, but I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got much in me right now.
That's dedication, man.
Tick Pro. Imagine Sancho, Haaland, Varane, and Kunde, whatever his name, I can't say it, sitting there, be like, yeah, let's go to United and win some trophies. It's true. Nothing to say. Just said to hold this money. Here you go. Zayn Miasi's in the chat. KG, can't wait to see you in the final. Where are your bombs now? Mad. There you go. But your team still, I can't even say anything to you because our team's playing just as bad. What happened? Jay had enough.
Oh,
Jay
not surprised. Jay's about his dummy out.
Jay's had enough. Wow. All right, cool. Here we go. One more, and then I'll go over to Jack. Ed Woodward and Matt Judge were in attendance today. Only positive was we wasted their time watching that game. Oh, jeez, I can't believe it. Jack, let's go. Man. You have to bring their positivity because I can't. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't even want to watch it. We're talking about the Manchester derby, the game us as United fans are all, G'd up for every year, regardless of what situation the team's in. But after that, and especially after the weekend as well, I don't even want to watch the game Sunday. You know, of course I will, but you're not getting any enjoyment out of watching the team. And I totally agree with what Kev said. I said it to my mate I was watching with. That starting 11, you can say what you want about Ollie, but that starting 11 on that pitch today has to go and win that game. It's strong enough. That front four, I would say, is, you know, Rashford playing off the left, Greenwood off the right. That's our strongest front four. And we, you know, no disrespect to Crystal Palace here, because again, as Kev's rightly said, if they would have scored right at the end, they would have thoroughly deserved the 3 points. And Palace would be kicking themselves that they didn't win. I think coming off that pitch tonight, it was abysmal. You know, we can immediately bring up Fred and Matic in this debate, and I'm sure, you know, maybe Jay will bring up Fred and Matic or whatever, and maybe Maguire. But defensively, wasn't really an issue. I don't think Palace maybe pressed us as much as they could have. But that was their game plan, just to try and ride out as long as they could. I thought that front four, Rashford and Greenwood, were terrible. Were absolutely terrible, especially for me, Mason Greenwood. The runs in behind, like he had Benteke, Maguire had Benteke, and I think there was one run down and he was just walking. He was just walking on the byline, and I was just like shouting at my TV, like, what is this that I'm watching? Because we are a team, and it comes down to, I think the point after this game that we can all agree on us for is that this team is a team that produces moments. And it's a moments team. We will go and score goals against teams, and we will produce moments of quality. But when it boils down to, you know, the kind of just creating opportunities in the final third, we had Cavani in the box, KG, today. Did we cross the ball to him? No. And people were saying, Cavani, did we cross the ball to him? No.
No. Do you know what's funny about that? We waited for Dan James to come on. He was like, you know what? Here's a cross.
Yeah, exactly. Sean Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, no, don't worry. There's not just some, you know, 6'3" Uruguayan in the box. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just sit there and just, you know, tick-a-tacker on the byline.
He was terrible, though. He was terrible. To be consistent, because obviously Martial gets a lot of slander as well. Yeah. He was terrible today. You know, like we have to be fair. Rashford, terrible. Bruno, terrible. But I think Ollie's.
But Bruno gets a lot of stick. I
think Bruno is actually, he's got nothing left. He's got no more. He's like, again, fatigue is kicked in at an all-time high. And you're getting Bruno. You know when Pogba used to carry the team? Back in, you know, when we were terrible? It's like Bruno has all the weight on his shoulders and he has to do it for the team, and he's tired, he's done. You know, and Ollie, there's nothing on the bench to make things better. That's the hard part. When you look at Man United, you say to yourself, wait, Man United are really doing this right now. We're really saying McTominay and Dan James is going to be the two to bring creativity. You never would have thought this would have happened in like that. That would be a joke. If I told you that in 4 years' time, we're going to look to McTominay and Dan James to save us, you wouldn't believe it. But anyway, Jay, let's go over to you, bro. How do you see it?
All right, guys. Normally, when I'm watching a game, I'm making notes in this book, looking for flash points, talking points. I don't have any. Transition today from defense to midfield to attack. It was as sloppy as a kindergarten child eating an ice cream. It was absolutely dreadful. Matic is the only CDM we have at the club that's capable of playing CDM by himself. So why the hell does he need Fred beside him? He doesn't. That's an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We almost think that when we're going to play Bailly beside Maguire, we're going to play a high line. Today, I didn't see that either. I know the fan base on social media is going to go in hard on Rashford. Right or wrong, yeah, it was probably his worst game ever for the club. Bruno Fernandes, who I'm a massive fan of, from my reading of the game, James McCarthy and Mihajlovic gave Bruno little no space. Our last game against Chelsea, Flex agreed with me when I said that Bruno had to come back so many times deep, try and even get the ball. My fear with Bruno Fernandes, guys, is that we play one more season devoid of creativity without the chance of winning some trophies. That man would piss off the Real Madrid or Barcelona. I can see it. I don't know what I can add that Jack and Kev and KG already haven't eloquently put. That was tonight, guys, was a disaster from start to finish. It was like watching a game against West Brom again. And I used the phrase that Solskjaer got out tacticked by pie and chips 4-4-2 football against West Brom. But tonight against Roy Hodgson is around the game, 75, 80 years? How long is he around the fucking game? 4-4-2 football. And again tonight, Solskjaer gets outthought. And to what you said, KG, you alluded to the fact that we had more on the bench, but Solskjaer's subs was to bring on McTominay for Fred and Dan James. That was the depth of his substitutions tonight. They were match winners. I'm sorry, guys, but we've won 2 out of 8. A lot of you laughed at me back in early February when I said we will struggle to get top 4. I hope I'm wrong, but based on tonight and based on what I've seen after 2 games, we are in a dogfight between a finish between fourth and 6th place. We are in a fight now.
Totally agree.
Let's read some of these super chats. Let's go. So here we go. Flex, give Jack respect. Hendo was mad in the match. Poor attacking play today. Bruno, Rashi, and Cavani were poor. Fred was unable to pass urine. Never mind the ball. That's the only thing that's made me smile.
It's not even funny.
But that's made me smile. I needed that. What do you call it? Yeah, I'm not even trying to say that name. Doc, I'm done. I can't watch this shit anymore. 2nd place is seriously a false identity. When I see infirms everyone after with a smile and then they smashed up my gaff. Get off the pitch, man. It's true. I didn't even watch it. I didn't even see how they looked when it came off the pitch. Here you go. United Shamrock says that was the worst performance I've seen in a while. Fred was shocking. Rashford was poor. I understand Cavani is he's just back. He's not getting Haaland, remember, who's his agent to what are you lot saying? We're not getting Haaland. Remember who his agent is. Previous super chat. There you go. Here we go. Man of the match today was the Vitality Dogs on the billboard. Oh my god. We got City fans in here just laughing. That's cool. There we go. Lindelof Maguire chasing chasing shadows and sun. Come on, guys. That's everything. Let me say my piece before Flex. You have your go. Today for me was a big wake up call, a massive wake up call. You say to yourself, I looked at Ollie today and I said, you don't actually know what to do right now. That was the most painful part. I know me and Jay been getting back and forth, and Jay will ask a more serious question. I'm pretty much gassed and reckless. But today, watching, just calmly, just sitting there watching the game, I said, oh my God, it's 75th minute. And Ollie doesn't know, he won't change the shape. He's not gonna do anything. It's like he probably went over to Dan James and McTominay and said, yeah, try and do something. Not like, I want you to come on and do this. It's try, like, even in the whole game, he didn't think to himself, the first half, we needed to do something. And he didn't. Now he goes into the dressing room, and did you realize that the players came back early? Did everyone know that they was back like 2-3 minutes early? So you say to yourself, well, how did that team talk go? Did he just shout at them and say, oh, go on, get it done, guys? What happened? You know? So you say to yourself, against Crystal Palace this season, Crystal Palace have got 4 points, and we've taken 1 point from Crystal Palace this season. Has he reached his ceiling? Judging him by today's performance, I'd have to say yes. I think, you know what? I think this is the best he can do, because you're looking at Roy Hodgson, guys. They weren't even a Crystal Palace fan hit me up, like a punter, big up yourself. He hit me up and he said, yo, you guys are here for the taking. He shouldn't be able to text me that. We're supposed to be Man United. Seriously, he shouldn't be able to send me a text like that. But he did. There's even the Crystal Palace fans in the chat right now. Like, I didn't even know they have the fan channel. This is how mad it is. But they're here because this is disgusting. City are like, I stopped thinking about City weeks ago. Yeah? this Ollie, all Ollie has right now is the cups. But Gary Neville said it perfectly. Gary Neville said, you can't win the league. Yeah, that's my family just calling to cuss. You can't win the league playing counter-attack. And that's the realist, that's the best assessment. And you got to say to yourself, what do you call it? We're sitting here right now. Jay's sitting here with the Cowboys hat on, and me and him were laughing before, and we're saying, who will get success first? Us or the Dallas Cowboys? Yeah, I still predict that Dallas Cowboys will win something before Man United with this how things look now, and you should understand they haven't won in years. Anyway,
yeah. Just on that point, for the fans that don't follow NFL, the Dallas Cowboys have not won Super Bowl since 1995. Okay, but yet they are the biggest sports franchise in the world because they are ran as a business to make money. The same way we are ran. We are ran as a business to make money, not to win trophies. The business model that Learys have in place for us guys is to get top four. We don't get top four. You get a little bit of investment. We are like Arsenal from 10 years ago. We're not set up to win things. That's reality.
And the scary thing is as well, Solskjaer, what was it, midweek press conference? Don't expect big signings this summer. That's coming from the top, that.
I told you. Remember, Flex, remember I was saying on the show the other day, I said nobody is coming. Yeah. And the best thing that we can hope for is they roll Pogba out as a new signing. And then they say Palestri's back. That's all we got, by the way.
I'll tell you something even more scarier, just to piss on everyone's chips even more. The fact, how scary is this, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer mentioned Phil Jones is injured, but he should be back for next season. I'm like, are you serious, man? Oh. That's why Solskjaer's starting to go down this kind of David Moyes route where he's saying stuff where you're like, are you just thinking out loud here? Or what does that give us as supporters? We're all dreaming of Haaland, Sancho, Grealish, players in the attacking. He's on about bringing Phil Jones back next season. You're like, are you serious?
Let me get through these super chats here. Big Man says, stop brainwashing people with progress. A manager that has been relegated has never won the league. Please wake up. Michael says, I understand we lack creativity, but can someone explain how these international players can't even play basic football? Just dreadful. And Kovashin says the problem is Rashford and Mason are not good in possession play. They don't do enough to try to combine with Bruno. Bruno has to always try the killer pass. No build-up play behind Bruno too. I agree. There's no cohesion between the front three at all. United Shamrock says Tellers and Diallo could have come on to try and change it. Anyone that targets Bruno, he can't be doing it all. He has to come back to get the ball. If we get rid of Ollie, we will only start again, like they said. Yasser says, question, who did the panel believe Woodward and the board will replace Ollie with if they do sack him? I say Eddie Howe. Don't think that will happen. Well, you never know with this board. KA says, I can guarantee we see the same midfield next season. This board is a joke. Fred won't last in the top team. Top four, ? Going to be peak very soon. Shatanu says, I was literally crying because Ollie wouldn't do subs. Bring on anyone. Bring on a 10-year-old ball boy because I bet they would have done a better job. Agam says, in-game management, not poor because it's non-existent. Palace knew we were only using our fullbacks to attack from the sides. Should have changed to attack from the centre. Literally tactically inept. Saj says, the same complacency. He's not starting strong. Problem playing out from the back. Inability to break down low blocks. This is so redundant. The super chats are flying in. Guys, I've got to get through these. Tabarez says, we don't have a system after 2 years. This is a shambles. And where are we at now? And George says, playing two CDMs, no matter the opponent, no matter the scoreline, no change in tactics or ideas is happening all too often. Yasser, there's absolutely loads here, guys. Fame says, crazy, one of our best players 4 months ago was actually Fred. What's happened to him at the moment? He's kind of gone off the boil. I agree with that. HKM Music says, why does everyone keep talking about starting again? In life, sometimes you need to start again to move forward. # Ollie out. HKM, yeah, we read that one already. And Oliver says, Ollie out now. He's a PE teacher, which I don't want to get involved in the name calling, but you want Ollie out. That's fair enough. That's your opinion. My school plays better football. He just pisses me off every time. And my granddad moves quicker than Nemanja Static. And Straight Red says, before United sign any players, we need a new director of football and a coaching structure. Currently, it's a mess and it's showing on the pitch. And the latest member of the United Stand Members Club is Shane O'Reilly. Big up yourself inside the place. You lot smash a like on the video, subscribe. We are a couple thousand off 1 million subscribers to do the positive kind of thing. And Shatani says, sorry to say, but a good team does not only need world-class players, but also a world-class manager. And clearly we lack both at the moment. Victor says, Ollie is done. Any signings we won't get, we won't change Ollie's tactical ineptness. We are saying second in the league like it's a great accomplishment. Players have lost faith in Ollie. Maybe saying that the dressing room's gone. Right. Listen.
Your thoughts, Flex?
The thing is this, yeah.
That's actually the club.
You speak about ceilings, yeah, and I said it from the Chelsea game, and I've been thinking it for a while. That when we play in these big games, we can see clear deficiencies in the team. And you don't want to go overboard because you want to kind of contextualize, Ollie hasn't been backed, he hasn't got this, he hasn't got that. But let's look at what he does have. We always look at what we haven't got just in life as people. Oh, I want a better car, I want a better house, I want a better clothes, whatever. Look at what he does have at his disposal. And I think a valid question.
Wait, 1 second. Has Bella Visuals done a super chat that we've missed?
I don't know.
Because he said, if Bella Visual put that,
so you ain't reading my super chat. Cool.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know earlier, but if you write it again, and I'll try and read it in the free seat.
Just to everyone, guys, there are so many super chats. We're going to do our best to get those out for you while still having our say as well and interacting with you guys. You have to look at what he has got. Yeah, what he has got is a wealth of attacking talent to some extent. Yeah, some really good players. And I know we don't want to keep comparing it to the Jose situation, but we have to get real here. We have to get real here and look at this. Under Jose Mourinho, which was completely the right thing to do to get rid of Jose because it went toxic, but under Jose Mourinho, we were in a similar position. Second in the league, miles behind first, and kind of just teetering on. If Jose Mourinho would have been putting out these 0-0s consecutively, right, like this, it would be going off. It'd be going off. Let's just be honest. It would be going off. We wouldn't tolerate it. We'll be saying, this is shit. This is not the Man United way. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We'd be going in. I feel like Ollie we have to praise him for the little things he's done well. But I think a ceiling is imminent. I can't see how we kick on from this point on. And I'm not just talking about get him the centre back, get him the right winger, get him the centre mid. I'm talking about patterns of play. I'm talking about once a couple of our players, our top players, your Brunos or your Rashfords, whatever, once they don't offer anything individually or linking up as a duo or something, what do we have to fall back on? Because I watch other teams. I watched City yesterday, and I know we're nowhere near. And the easy, lazy argument to say is we don't have them players. Pep's the best. I get that, but guess what? This is where the bar is. This is where the bar is. If we were 2 points ahead of City because that's the going rate, then we're a lot closer than we need to be. Than we are. Yeah, because the going rate is up here. Yeah, we have to compare ourselves to Klopp and to Pep. Is Ollie ever going to be that? I don't believe he is. And that's with getting him the signings. I'm starting to lose confidence as to whether he can take the next step up. That's not to discredit where he's got us to now. And for me, like I said, if we went back to 2018 with Jose, I've got that vibe now. I've got that vibe where I'm thinking, whoa, hold on a minute. The board are already saying it's going to be tight for peas in the summer. So let's face it, we're not going to get the free players that we know we need. Let's just say that, right? Because the evidence suggests that. People saying negative, the evidence suggests we won't. Ollie is starting to play some football, kind of been playing it, but we've been getting out of jail because of, you know, the way that individuals are doing it. But you look at all them games that we've come back in on that run, there were a lot of performances that were basically just one half of what we just saw, not two. That's the only difference. Today was two halves of playing awful from minute 1 to the end. So now I'm starting to see some of that Jose exit vibes, minus the toxicity in terms of how he is towards the players and the feeling we have towards him because he's our Ollie. And that worries me. That worries me a lot. That's my thing. That worries me.
Jack, what's your feelings on what Flex has said? Any response to that? And have we become, because I saw it in the free seat, Sentiment FC?
Well, there is a degree of that, KG, but I want to just go back to what Jay said. I think it is almost turning into the Arsenal of 10 years ago, just under Wenger being happy with top 4 every year. And it makes me feel sick when I say that, but like, I totally agree with Flex. I know I said after the Chelsea game, Alex was saying about being backed by the board, but even if Ollie did get these players in, is he's just tactical nous and his man management good enough for us to win the Premier League? To be honest, when we were going on that little run over Christmas, it was great. It was a great feeling, but I'm not going to lie, I never felt deep down we were going to win the Premier League. It was just a fantasy that I thought maybe this year I could just have, number 21 comes home. It would just be a great, especially with the pandemic going on and stuff. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will never, ever, regardless of the signings he brings in, will never, ever win Manchester United the Premier League. And that's what it boils down to. Are we happy with that as fans? I'm not, having... It does sound like I'm really going in on Ollie. I think the players do have to take responsibility for performances like tonight.
For sure, because they were shocking.
Because, as we said, we literally just said, Kev mentioned right at the start before you came on, Flex, that team out there should win that football match. That front 4 is our best front 4, with Rashford coming in off the left, Mason on the right. But I think the players do have to take responsibility, but I just don't think Ollie can take us that one step further. And I just think us as fans are going to be disappointed when we get knocked out in the Europa League. And can we win anything this season?
Do you know what the hardest thing?
Can we even win anything this season, KG? Can we even win anything this season?
I can't. Honestly, I have to say I don't know. Do you know what I mean? That's the truth. Because today I watched my team not be able to pull one out against Crystal Palace, who are a poor side. They like it. There's no ways to look at it. They're a poor side, but then there was a time they boasted 55% possession against us. That's embarrassing.
Didn't have a shot on target in last game.
What's that?
Didn't have a shot on target against Fulham.
But this is what I'm talking about. This is how it gets from bad to worse. So when you say, can we win other competitions? I have to say I don't know, because I don't know if we're going through every team has gone through their phase of being in a slump. City had their slump stage. Arsenal had their slump stage. Chelsea. Are we in that slump now? But our slump is just 0-0s. That's another way of looking at it. But then again, you can't be out-tacted by Roy Hodgson.
But just quickly, KG, I don't know, it's 0-0 today. I don't know about you guys, but it feels like a loss.
It's a loss.
Feels like a loss.
Watching that game today, yeah? You know what I found really frustrating about today's performance more than anything? Obviously, we didn't lose, but I look back to when we actually lost against Palace on the first game of the season. I look back to getting battered 6-1. What other losses? I look back to losing against Arsenal and some of the crazy results that we've had this year, right? And some of them were so crazy that I could kind of write them off to say that was the beginning of the season, we're coming back, the fitness wasn't there. That just wasn't Man United. I almost felt like today, even though we got a point, was the worst we've played all season. Now, I know that people go, what are you talking about? We got battered 6-1. I get that. But the feeling of looking at the team from minute 1 to 92 and going, they're never going to score. You're never going to score. We're not making any substitutions. We're taking far too long. We're not changing the shape. I'm seeing Roy Hodgson, who's the other side of 75 or whatever it is, big up to Roy, up on the touchline, you know what I mean? Trying to make sure the game plan's still doing what it needs to do. I'm not seeing our coaching staff do anything. I'm not seeing the players change in any structural or tactical way. I'm seeing Bruno get frustrated and do his own thing, coming back off the centre half to get it. I'm seeing Matic do his own thing. I'm seeing Rashford swearing at, I think it was Fred or someone else giving him a crap ball, then he can't even control anything himself. I'm seeing Cavani just trudging off after being taken off. I'm seeing Mason Greenwood. Let's just be honest. Just not looking.
I don't want
like
Pete. Wait 1 second.
Yeah, go. Let's go. Get super chats out.
Here you go. KG, we had more slumps of games even when winning. Very true. There we go. It's not the result that scares me today. It's the fact that Oli is not creative or brave enough to change the tactics or players to win such games. It's been 2 years. He hasn't fixed our slow starts. He ain't lying. Here we go. I say give Oli a break. He's doing second with these players and did third last year. Obvious comment. Better players equals first, or judgment to get sucked. What? To
get sacked, it must have been, yeah.
Okay, cool. Zach. Okay. Here you go. Shayon Thomas says some people can't get a start or even minutes. Others are guaranteed starting slots, no matter what. Only a matter of time before things fall apart. Yeah. Kev, we're gonna come to you in a second if there's any super chat that comes out that you want to respond to. Shaik says, boys, you're worried whether we will win the league with Oli. I'm worried will we finish in the top 4 every year with Oli. This season is a forced position. Even with Mourinho, Van, I knew what we are doing. Let's go. There's another one. Flex, you are right. There's a thin line between delusion and reality, and clearly we're in delusion when we're top. Actually thinking about winning a trophy. We can't win a trophy against our own under 18s. Sorry.
There's loads of super chats here.
There you go. Only one man to save us, and he's never coming back. Leave him alone. We need Sir Alex Ferguson. We need Pep. We need Klopp. Those type of managers are not coming. Someone please save us. This is terrible. Give this squad to Bielsa, Graham Potter, or Arteta, and see the difference. Good coaches make better players. The silence devoid of ideas on the pitch. The magic word is tactical nous. Oli is a yes man. He's not tough. Do you agree? Kev, over to you. So anything you've seen in the super chats that you just want to respond to, go ahead.
Yeah, well, just touching on the game and the way that Manchester United played it today, I would say it looked like the first game pre-season friendly. It looked like the players had come back from Dubai after 2 weeks on the bay. And that's how bad Manchester United were today. Mm-hmm. On the kind of, what can I say now? The Mourinho comparisons and the way that it's going at the minute, it is... Them Roy Keane comments are almost coming home to roost, aren't they? These players will throw Oli under the bus. And I know a lot of people in the comments will say you're sticking up for Solskjaer and that. Again, from what I said earlier, that team and the way that it was set up to go out was good enough to beat Crystal Palace today. There was probably 2 or 3 players out that starting 11 that probably did themselves any kind of justice. And it was embarrassing anyway. From the comments, do you know what? My mind's gone totally blank, I think, after watching that crap today. So if anybody wants to have a say, it's...
Let me just go. Ian Graham says, Bruno and Cavani press, Rashford and Greenwood don't follow along. Bruno is developing an apathy, which is exactly what happened to Pogba. Teamwork, basically, there's none. Anthony Tracy says, Tuchel was available. A ruthless club would have said, thanks for steadying the ship, Oli. Now to the next phase of this team's development. Not even just on Tuchel, but that's an interesting part of kind of, that's what I mean about a ceiling. Like, you're not taking away what Oli has achieved with what needed to be done. Almost putting out some fires, rejuvenating the squad, getting us up to a point. But are we at a ceiling? And I think that super chat alludes to it perfectly.
When does this end, though, in terms of, we look at this club and we say to ourselves, yes, okay, you get a new manager. The board's already saying, we're not spending no money. The fact that what have we signed? We spent quite a decent amount of money on Ahmad. And once again, unless Oli and them are not having conversations, that guy wasn't touching the pitch if we played another hour. Like, he was never coming on. Then you have the Donny van der Beek signing. So how were decisions being made at this club? Because the board have their own plan. then the manager will have his own plan. Can you imagine we sign a new manager? He's not going to get what he wants, is what we're clearly showing. And it's not like it's just an Ollie thing, because when Mourinho was here, he asked for certain things. He didn't get it. You know, this is
like it's going to happen to Ollie too. Same thing's going to happen.
Whoever steps into this, whoever is in the hot seat, is going to have the same issues. So then you have to ask yourself, what we're really asking ourselves, or what we're really looking for, is a manager that can work with the bare minimum and still pull off a madness. That's what we're really looking for. And I don't know, because the board is always going to be the board. Jay, what's your response to that?
All right, guys, I've obviously listened to what everyone has said, and there's been some great points in the super chats. So things I want to say here, guys, is first of all, I think Ole, being manager of our club, he's punching above his weight class, first of all. 2 points. If there's fans in the ground, and if he wasn't a club legend, the fan base would have a completely different viewpoint on Ole than they already have. I say he's punching because he did a madness against PSG in Paris, and human beings are like sheep. We jump on bandwagons, and before we knew it, fans on the ground chanting "all that the wheel." So the caretaker manager should be kept in situ until May, was given a contract. And Woodward, who we know is not a footballing man, he's a banker, he jumped on the bandwagon and gave all the job, knowing full well that Solskjaer would be yes man, and he'd act as a buffer between the Glazers and the fans. And Solskjaer comments during the week in the press conference he's done, he is already lowering expectations. He's basically saying, guys, we ain't signing anybody. He's telling you point blank, read between the lines. But meanwhile, our fan base, being sheep, they see Jadon Sancho and Pogba in a commercial together, and straight away social media has a goddamn meltdown. They think, oh my God, Sancho and Pogba together at last. Well, obviously they're going to play next season. That's bullshit. Look, guys, you know what I'm saying? Paper never refuses ink. With social media never refuses links and clicks. And United are a club that, and all clubs these days, in their financial statements, they have a whole section on media, social media interactions. They love the fact that Pogba is in a commercial with Jadon Sancho. They love that. They love the fact that we're linked to Varane one week, it's Sergio Ramos the next, then it's Haaland the next. They love that. But guys, we know it's all smoke screens. I'll go back to my original point. Solskjaer is punching above his weight being our manager. We've all had this mate, guys, that he never pulled the stunner girl, ever. Because he just, for lack of personality or lack of looks, he never got her. Then one night, he goes out and pulls a stunner. I think that's what's happened with Solskjaer. He's punching above his weight being our manager. He's totally punching.
Wait,
Fazan says we got.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Fazan says we got a manager who was smiling and putting thumbs up at Fred for missing a shot. That says it all. HKM Music says KG just described Poch, but people didn't want him because he didn't win trophies at Tottenham. Ollie got Cardiff relegated, but he's United quality. # Ollie up. Bradley says instead of trying to get a great manager, we should try and get a manager with potential and give him the chance to be great. # Graham Potter. A lot of Potter stuff in here, man. Vignesh says should have a super chat ready and copy to paste for every game. This is shocking. Today's performance is embarrassing. Favoritism and tactically schooled by Roy. If Ollie wasn't a club legend, he'd be gone. Just terrible. And David says, give Ollie the City job and he will win the league, ? It is not all about signings, guys. We will be second if Liverpool are in form, ? We won't win anything. And Raul says, Ollie is the manager that relies on individual flair players. Has he taught any of these players how to be creative since he got here? And Manish says, this is the first time since Ollie I turned off my TV after 75 minutes when Fred missed a 5-yard pass to Rashford with his bloody left foot. Oh, that pass there was peak. And Don Caro says, manager not good enough, players not good enough, ? Coaching not good enough. What on earth is the problem at United? This is generally depressing. And Bradley, we've read that one already. And This one here is from HKM. We've read that one. We make sure that we're up to date with that and put respect on that. Make sure you guys smash a like on the video and subscribe if you're new as well. Ivan Bowman says, so is it a stand now? Every one of you is Ollie out, right? I don't think people are saying that. I just think that what everyone's saying is that we're entering into a realm here that's concerning. I think what you got to remember is that we're coming into the latter stages of the season, and let's just look at the facts. Because we all get angry after the games, and I'm angry. I'm completely pissed. But to bring a bit of calm to the table and the next discussion point, is this kind of a situation where Ollie kind of has 2 months, basically, to save his job, 3 months? Because we're in 2 cups as it stands. We're in the FA Cup. We've got Leicester coming up in the FA Cup. We've got to go through to the semi-final and that. Was it quarter-final? I can't remember. Whatever it is. If we win, we're in the semis, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure. The two-legged tie against AC Milan. And then we've got to finish in the top 4. If we don't win a trophy and scrape top 4 or don't get in the top 4, Ollie could be right in his own. It's nothing to do with us. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks.
The only problem is the almost the carrot that we was using to motivate Ollie is gone. In terms of every time Ollie was going through a hard time, you get a Pochettino rumor, and it was not even a rumor. It was like a solid link. He was seriously heavily linked to the club. There is no manager unless you start to hear other managers like in the media looking at the Man United job. I haven't heard anything, So it's how I see it is, no matter what happens, Ollie's still going to have this job, and that's why I'm praying for us to win, to have some success. That's all I'm praying for, or for certain players to come back. You ask yourself, is the Europa League, and again, when we talk about tactics, we are playing our best players in the Europa League, and we will, and then turn up on Sunday. We're tired. Look at the team, we're tired. And it's like, Ollie, all right, you know what? Just go into the youth and see what you can find in there and put some of them in the squad. We're not doing it. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, man. It's just I look at our next 2 Premier League games that we've got City and West Ham before the international break. To be quite honest with you, as you say about the Europa League playing our stronger team, West Ham have not got Europe. Like, they'll be full of confidence for that on the Sunday. And to be honest, what are we, 7 points ahead of 4th now? And people are saying, it's a point. And this away unbeaten run, rubbish, people are talking about. Like, I understand the record stands, but after a 0-0, the away run still continues. And I'm sure Ollie probably came out after the game and says, we're still unbeaten away from home. I'm just sick to death of it. And also, let's not forget this season, we had a good, we can also look at City's draws in the cups and the easy draws they've got. But ultimately, if you want to win trophies, lads, you've got to beat the best. And we had City in the Carabao Cup this season. Quite frankly, we bottled that. City just turned up to Old Trafford, did the job on us into the final.
And last season.
And last season as well, exactly. And you just look at the Europa League and the FA Cup this year. I look at the FA Cup now. Yes, we can win it. But if we get City in the semis, we've got this semi-final hood. If we beat Leicester, then, I've got no confidence in this team to get over the line. Even if we got to a final, I've got no confidence with Ollie at the helm that we can actually lift the trophy. And that really hurts because I want Ollie to do well. I do want Ollie to do well, but I do think he's reached his breaking point. And who knows come May, if he'll still be in a job or not.
Flex, super chats if you want to do these.
Yeah,
ones.
Oliver H says, after this game, my dad and I started to laugh because I'm no longer going to let this team ruin my weekend. The target was to compete with Bayern, Juventus, Real Madrid in the Champions League. We're way off that. Ivan says, so as it started, we said that one already. The next super chat is from Bob. Says, Ollie only responds to pressure. He is complacent when we support him. Such a coward. I think that's a bit harsh, but I see where you're coming from. Alan says, Di Matteo at Chelsea won a Champions League and they sacked him. Would our club ever sack Ollie? This manager is dead. No, not tactically inept. I think you mean he is tactically inept. Samuel Hughes just putting a contribution. Rinsler says, do you all think it would have been different with us away fans there? I don't. Yeah, no, I that's another thing. When you bring the fans back into this, it's going to get harder. It's going to get, I think a lot of what's going on in football now and the results that are going on and teams going on a run and teams competing against each other, when football comes back in what we know football to be, it's gonna be a lot more difficult. Aditya says lots of similarities between Jose 2017 and this season, just without the trophies and better. And Habib says, "Bro, I'm depressed." And Tabarez says, "Ollie out. The potential isn't there. Just time wasted. Just time waste." And Bradley says, "Did you guys see Tuchel shouting at Ollie on the weekend and Ollie just standing there with his hands in his pockets? He's way too nice, not ruthless enough." Ali says, "Is Fred Brazilian? Our pivots without Pogba stink." And Michael
says, here you go. I think there's a bit of overreaction. Ollie hasn't exactly had a 5-star midfield. At least wait to have Pogba back, then a proper CDM, he's saying.
What
do you just think of that?
Kev, take that one.
No, I would say that we have definitely missed Paul Pogba since he's been injured. We spoke earlier about the pressure on Bruno Fernandes this evening, running around like headless chicken, trying to get that press going, trying to lead from the front, lead by example. When Paul Pogba's in that team with Fernandes, and we've seen it over the Christmas period when we were doing really well, riding the crest of a wave, Paul Pogba and Fernandes worked well because you get Bruno up that end of the field where he's, most influential. Pogba can sit back, spraying balls, passes. You've got that creativity. Fred and Matic as a midfield pairing are just non-existent. It just does not work. It's so negative.
Here we go. What someone said, I'd rather be lower in the table and playing like Leipzig. I don't know if I feel the same. Mick Shelley says it's horrible watching United at the moment. Can't believe I'm seeing my club play like this. Worst performance of the season, guaranteed.
It's crazy, isn't it? And we drew. We didn't even lose, but it's like the feeling of how bad it was.
It was just because we couldn't pass to each other. That's how bad it was. Here we go. JT Online says sacking Ollie would be a big mistake. Great manager, and his deficiencies can be fixed with a new coach to drill out our team. Fergie Quiros, he's saying. Wow. Actually, so have you guys noticed? Is there any room in the thought of we've changed our backroom stuff because some people had COVID, and since the change, we haven't scored.
Yeah, but they were back today and we still didn't score.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying.
Yeah. It's not that.
We're clutching at straws, man.
Lee Grant was holding up the flipping 4th official board, mate. That's what we're on. Lee Grant is holding up the 4th official board.
What the hell is he doing here?
Stealing away. That's what he's doing.
Big up Lee Grant, though.
Mr. Motivator.
Yeah, because big up Lee Grant. I was reading that, when you are a third choice keeper, it is hard. And I'm hearing that he stays late with all the strikers if they want to do extra stuff and just being that, come on, guys, we can do this, guy.
I'll do that for 30 grand a week.
Yeah.
So basically, we've got a cheerleader on 30 grand a week.
Oh, yeah.
For that kind of money, Kevin and I will go. Kevin, I'll tell you what, Kevin. For that kind of money, we'll split it. We'll both go.
Yeah.
15K a week cheerleading. I'm there.
Oliver H says the most eye-opening thing was at the end of the game. Was at the end when he shook Roy's hand and he smiled after the crap performance. David T says the Glazers control the club's expectations. They are the owners, but are all right with 4th because the financial difference between 1st and 4th are little. Ayush says, cheer up, guys. We have City this weekend. I hope we turn this around by beating them. That will be a turn in form we need. You're right.
I love it, but it'll be frustrating at the same time because you say to yourself, where is this team?
Where's this been? It'll be typical us to go and get a decent result, although I can't see it. G Music says, the minute I saw the fog, I knew we were going to lose, even though we didn't lose. The players played like they couldn't see each other. And Saru says, we've read that one. And Callum Turner says, I really think Jose Mourinho would have made McTominay a monster CDM. He even won Manager's Player of the Year back with him. he definitely was Jose's player. And Kovesh says, Milner, Henderson, and Ronaldo won the Champions League. You should be able to do something with Matic, Fred, and Bruno. No Pogba is no excuse. Basically saying not giving Oli the easy out. And Fergal says, on the bright side, they will stop talking about our unbeaten away run after Sunday. Wow. Kevin Gomez says, question to the panel, shouldn't the captain play a bigger role if the manager can't connect with the players on the pitch? Big ups from Brooklyn. Yeah, true. But the question is, are the players starting to get a disconnect? Oli has beaten Eminem in his freestyle football. And Habib, we've already read that one. And someone said, exactly, I haven't, not using that excuse as a midfielder as an excuse. Sack Oli and get Brendan Rodgers. I just think, guys,
Brendan keeps falling down for Brendan.
It does, but when I look at this, I do feel that they've got 5 players. If we lost 5 players to our starting 11, what would we look like?
Keeps happening.
Phil Jones.
No, I mean, and one of them was Bruno. And they've lost their 2 best players, arguably. I know indeed, but they've lost Maddison and Harvey Barnes, and Fofana, and Johnny Evans, and James Just. Anyway, forget Leicester. Callum Turner says, no, I'm not having this. Some people saying, oh, City is so attractive. City is this. If Oli was backed in the same way, we might have a better midfield. I think it's coming down to that thing of...
It's fair to say that, though. It's fair to say that...
on paper,
you'd be able to judge him accordingly, but he's not going to get backed. That's the thing. Like, we have to take our minds out there. If Oli comes out, it's not even the end of the season, and he says, don't expect signings. When the club needs signings, you know what he's saying. He's saying nothing's happening. So
should Oli go? Sorry, go on, Kev.
Sorry, well, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm just reading the comments, and I can see a lot of people saying that I'm sticking up for Solskjaer and stuff. And I think Jay was trying to allude to it before. I'm trying to say the regime at Manchester United, right? The Glazers would give us David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, past it Jose Mourinho, and then yes, they got giddy and give us Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We tried him out for a bit, and again, like Jay says, that night in Paris, we were all on the bandwagon. Manchester United said they would wait until the end of that season before making any decision. They got giddy. They give it to Solskjaer. This is a manager who's basically learning on the job. He's like an apprentice, but he's at the biggest football club in the world. So what I would say to you is, right, okay, well, if they decide to sack Solskjaer and majority of people in the comment section get the wish, then who would you be confident of him getting in? Because they have been incompetent running Manchester United. A lot of people were shouting for Pochettino. Never seen it myself. He was sacked from Tottenham because he fell out with the board. How would he get on with the Glazers? It's sometimes be careful what you wish for. Yes, they might sack Solskjaer, but would you have 100% confidence in that board going out and getting the best manager out there available to manage Manchester United? Because I know I wouldn't.
The one thing that the board does is they do, when they get a new manager, they'll buy him shiny new toys and then stop. Like, so he'll, in his first season, he might get 80 million like Oli to go and buy like a whatever, and then that's it. So you got to get all your spending done in that one moment. So have you read the story this week about Ed Woodward when we tried signing Haaland? What happened?
From Mulder. Okay, so Solskjaer instructed Ed Woodward to sign Haaland, right? Available for what was it? 3 million or something. He was instructed to ring his agent at 9 o'clock. So Ed Woodward waits till 9 o'clock, English time, makes the phone call, not realizing that it's Scandinavian time there. By the time he rings, Salzburg have already arranged the deal and signed him. So Ed Woodward rang up to say, I'm ringing to sign this player that Solskjaer wants.
Absolutely useless.
And they said, we've just done the deal a couple of hours ago. You're too late ringing. Look it up. I'm not joking. Honestly.
I didn't even
swear to God.
Because of the time difference.
Yeah.
What? Literally.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
I'm going to read these super chats. I can't believe that can't be true.
There we go. I will send you the link.
Assad says, would Nagelsmann from Leipzig be a good replacement? Someone, Noah, said, can I read your super chat? I did. I'll go around and find it. Here we go. Eros says, we need Pogba back. Bruno can't do it on his own. KG, you're the funniest guy on YouTube. Flex, you talk the most sense. Drop a bomb. Sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I would have had more energy, but I'm just upset. There you go. How many of City's players have increased their value since they joined? How many of United's have decreased? Bet is comparable. Oli ain't good enough. Wow. There you go. Shane says, but you look at the CVs of Klopp, Oli, and Pep, and we're hoping Oli can win us a trophy. The board is also a huge problem, but Oli isn't right. Wow, a lot of people in attendance speaking their feelings today. Just Monday says, drop a bomb. Wait, bottom right, told you so about Hendo. Henderson's getting some love today. There you go. Another manager would love this squad and play better. Ooh. Jay, hold that question just so respond to that in a second after I finish reading these super chats. Guys, we can't say Oli isn't backed. He has Donny van der Beek. He doesn't know how to use him and doesn't have the will or want to either. Time for Ogs to go. Raw. Hi.
You missed my last super chat. It said. So you said you missed my last super chat. Apologies there.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, and Oliver H says, cheer up, guys. It's derby time on Sunday. Calvin Turner says, I agree with Kev. You look at City, they have two world-class players in every position. Who do we have? James and Matt are off the bench. Listen, James, right now,
was the best you could have used.
Listen, James needs to start. It's not funny. It's true. It's true. He's doing more than what Mason's doing out there. He's doing more than what... Who else? No one even gets to play there. When Rashford's played there. James is doing his thing. Fact.
I know.
But with Man City, there's a gulf in strength in squad because the majority of players off their bench at this minute in time will get in our first team.
But look at what. So the other day, Flex, you were talking about Roy Keane. What's Roy Keane's real assessment on Dan James? Is he playing with Roy Keane in a Man United side?
No, but he would look at it now and say, "What are the rest doing? What are they doing?" That's what he'd look at. He'd go, yeah. You would laugh at Dan James and you want to say this and that and all this, and he's come from Swansea. Mason Greenwood, he'd say he's growing, he's coming into the game, but is he impacting the game as much? He'd look at Marcus Rashford on the right-hand side or Martial on the right-hand side. He'd X that straight away. And then he'd be left with James. He'd say, this new kid, Ahmad, he'd go, I've never seen him play.
No,
that's what he'd say.
Roy Keane was so devastating in his comments. He only rated Son and Kane. Yeah? So I can't see him looking at our squad and saying, I love all of these guys. He'll be talking the same.
Of course not. He's already said what he thinks about our squad. He said they're the same players that would throw Mourinho under the bus, like Kev said, the same players that can throw Oli under the bus. But what I don't like about what people like Roy Keane do sometimes is, yes, these players may do that to Oli, but also what about the manager? Like, they never really go in on Oli. Yeah. And it's because he's their guy. You know, I get it. They're not going to slag him off on national TV, but Roy Keane's so boom, he's not the right guy. This manager's not this. What do you see in him? But then because it's Oli and stuff like that, it's his guy. So actually, Jay, I know you're a big Roy Keane fan. And rightly so. What a captain, what a player. But in terms of how he would assess this squad, and then away from that, are we right in saying that he would look at it that way?
Yeah, I saw the interview with Sky Sports, and it was one of the first times that I saw Jamie Redknapp actually grow a pair of balls because he really fought his corner. And listen, I use the Roy Keane phrase. Hawk credit. I'm going to try and do Roy Keane. Okay, this is going to be hard.
You're Irish,
Jamie. Hawk credit you, but you know fucking nothing. That's my very bad Roy Keane impression. Okay, very bad.
Hold on, you're Irish. Hold on, wait, whoa.
Doesn't mean I can do. Listen, doesn't mean I can do every accent from Ireland, for God's sake. Like Flex, you're from London, yes? You're from London. Does that mean you can do Newcastle, Liverpool, Brummie, Yorkshire, and all that as well? Yeah.
I Flex.
Actually, to be fair,
Flex does a good Jamie Carragher.
Flex. No, do you?
Yeah, he does a good Jamie Carragher.
no, I'm not.
Flex,
I'm not.
do you
No,
rate team? Tell us how rate team break down.
no,
Make me
no.
happy, bro. I'm sad. Come on, man.
No, because
Come
I
on,
don't
Flex.
like.
Do Roy Keane.
Come on.
Because you know what
I'm
it is,
all
yeah?
awake, bro. You're saying you can't do an accent. You're taking the piss.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is like I'm not the on tap guy. I'm not. You're the comedian.
Okay.
I'm not like
Shut up.
my thing has. It's not that. Like I don't know.
Him being shy. What a waste.
Yeah.
One in the comment section. Do it. Come on, bro.
But back to the question. How many of the current squad would Roy Keane rate? I reckon he'd rate Bruno, and that's it. He made his comments very clear about De Gea last season. He said that he'd be swinging punches on the bus or words to that effect. No, I'm a fan of De Gea. So look, from that, okay, if you take Spurs example, Son and Kane would walk into our side. Let's be fair. They'd walk into our side, in my opinion. So the only player from our current side that could even fathom getting into an 08 side or a 94, 95 side or a 99 side is Bruno. That's it. Point blank.
Listen, Jay, that was diabolical.
Because I'm not from fucking Cork. That's why. I'm not from Cork.
Wait, let's read these super chats. Here we go. What's the point of no, read that. I like these fans that come with this old school stuff. Remember when certain man was saying they didn't want Pogba at the club? Jay. And we'll be fine without him. Expecting way too much and Kevin and me and everyone.
Okay, KG, I bet my corner here. No problem whatsoever. Okay, the last 4 years.
Bruno,
Pogba. Go on.
1 second, you can come back to it. Bruno, just like we did to Pogba, fan base is seriously deluded. What say you, Jay?
Okay, on Pogba, he's been here 4 years. Yeah, he hasn't exactly been setting the world alight in the last 4 years. He's had multiple injuries, and he's been inconsistent. So if we can get decent money for him in the summer, which you probably won't, yeah, I'd sell him in a heartbeat.
90 million.
And move on.
90 million. Here we go.
According to you, yeah.
I back Marshall to the hill. He's been crap. There you go. Callum said that. I'm really trying to find Noah's comment, Jay, question for you, mate. If you had control of this club, what would you do at the moment?
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, you know what I do? Okay, I'd sell Maguire. I sell Pogba.
Wow.
And I sell Martial. That then provides me with a transfer kitty to go out and buy a proper, forceful, bite your balls off centre back, a world-class CDM, and a cold, clinical striker.
All right. I don't know how people. Hey, Marshall FC don't sleep, so just be prepared. Your mentions are gonna get real serious. Hey, KG. You know what Carl Ollie Giants? Mediocre.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
That's a cracker joke, Myers.
Wow. That is a cracker joke.
That's brilliant.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Really bad, but I love it. You're a winner. And Noah, I swear to you, I have been trolling the free seats looking for your comment. I know you said you spent your last $10, but I can't find it, bro. We tried, but the super chats are moving so quick. So sorry, man. We really apologize. No, if you send me a message on Twitter, I'll make sure when we do the Flexing KG show.
AD14 says my birthday is on Friday and I got the worst possible early present. Beating City would be the only redeemer this weekend, nothing less. Assad says James the English-born Welsh international is not Man United quality, as Goldbridge says Sonic the Hedgehog without football knowledge, he needs a loan. I don't know. I think he's got his limitations, but he's also got really good attributes, which actually he's actually showing why he's very useful to us personally. Shatanu says super chat for Flex to do it. Come on, Flex.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
Go on. What would he say about like our team? Come on, just say a few players. How would Roy Keane give out?
You want to talk about Daniel James? You're talking about Daniel James. I wouldn't go near. I wouldn't go near him. Actually, I take it back. I would go near Daniel James. But you're talking about Paul Pogba. You're talking about world class players. You're talking about Paul Pogba. You're talking about Anthony Martial. What's he done? What's he done? I wouldn't go near any of them. Come on, Jamie. You're talking about all internationals. I wouldn't go near any of them.
The facial.
I need to end the stream. I'm done.
Wait, this last one he put in the super chat. Let me just read this one. Pogba's been here for the last 4 hours. He's been here.
Wow.
4 years he's been here. Everyone's begging him to have him back. Even Shaw said he rates Pogba as United's best player, not Bruno. It's not always about goals and assists. There's more to football. I love this argument, man. It's like today we actually needed goals and assists. So enough.
Flex, that was more Conor McGregor than Roy Keane.
Yeah, listen, they've just caught me off where I'm just. That's what I'm saying. If you ask me to do something, I don't like it. It has to just end up there.
Someone said, Jay, take notes from a Londoner. So the Londoner to give an Irishman notes.
No.
The word has gone mad.
Oliver H says Flex the best performance of the entire day. And yeah, listen, guys, roll on Sunday, innit? Sunday could be very peak with 14 points off City.
I'm not coming. I'm doing Alex, fam. The one day Alex is meant to defend Ollie, where he kept it moving. See you later.
Laters.